Hey guys, it's Cat569 here, and as you can tell from the title of the video, today I'm going to be trying to complete the British citizenship test. At least the online practice citizenship test. This is the third installment. I've already done tests within my own country, the Australian citizenship test. Won it, well not won it, completed it, flying colours. Did the American one, passed, I think. But it was a little harder than the Australian one. So now I'm trying the British one. Now I've done no research into this, so I'm just going off general knowledge to see if an everyday Australian can complete this British citizenship test. I want to do one on New Zealand, but New Zealand actually had 0 online practice citizenship tests, which was very surprising, I think, because the Australian one had a few options, the American one, loads of options, the UK one, loads of options, but the New Zealand one, 0 options. I was pretty sad about that, or at least 0 as far as I can tell. I went 3 pages in, and the only 2 tests that I found were ridiculous. So let's get in this. It's a 25 question thing, maybe. Which of the following is a crown dependency? Yeah, crown dependency, but not part of the UK. Oh my lord. Shetland. That's straight. Man, Anglicacy. It's gotta be that one. Does that mean I got it? Don't think so. Check. No, I knew it was one of them. Next. Whatever. At least this one tells you if you got it wrong straight up. Okay. Is the BBC controlled by the government? I would hope not. The BBC's like the media. Thank God. How many members does the Northern Ireland Assembly have? Assembly. This is a government question. This is why I hated the American one, because it was mainly all about the government, and learning about the government is not what makes a person a citizen. It's learning their traditions and history is what makes a person a citizen. So this government question, 12 probably. Not really knowing the assembly. What? I don't really know what the assembly is. Northern Ireland Assembly has no one as members of the assembly. I'm guessing Northern Ireland is that little piece of the UK that's not part of the Irish country as well, if you know what I'm saying. There's a piece of Ireland taken by the UK. I think it's that anyways. Who was in charge of the British fleet during the Battle of Trafalgar? Let's go with Captain James Cook. No, is not on the list. So good. This is a history question that probably every British person must know. If you're a British citizen, I reckon this would be easy. It could be like Gallipoli or D-Day for Australia. Yep, Australia was in D-Day, but they only put like 25 people to it. No, it's probably not 25 people, it's probably like a few hundred people to it. So who was in charge of the British fleet? I gotta take a guess. Robert the Bruce? Nope. Oliver Cromwell? The Duke of Wellington? As in the capital of New Zealand. Speaking of New Zealand, the Duke of Wellington was in the battle. Admiral Nelson. Yes, it's got to be him. Oh, yes. No research, just doing it off the top of my head. General knowledge, and I got that. So it's maybe not too hard. What was inscribed? Whatever. I don't think I mentioned this before, but Aussies can't read for crap. We don't usually read stuff. we usually just talk to each other, that sort of thing. You know, use word of mouth instead of what's play on writing. So, inscribed, I had to pay attention, very, very pay attention-ish. Because I can say inscribed, but here it's a little harder to understand it. In the first coins to be minted, what was inscribed? It's got to be the Queen. Oh wait, the Queen's not born back then. During the Iron Age, it's got to be whoever was crowned. Age of gods, trees, probably not trees, aminals. They got horses in Europe. It's got to be Iron Age kings. Or Age of the Gods, even though they're not very religious. Yes! Towns, cities, and rural areas in the UK are governed by the government appointed officials. Yeah, they'll be like the minister, the premier, council members. Yeah, it's gotta be. Oh, what am I saying? The premier, even in my state, isn't really consisted by what government's in charge. Whatever. Where is the Tate Art Gallery located? London. I don't know these other places. I know Belfast. Belfast Bay. So I think Belfast, I think, is in Australia as well. But London's like the capital. Yes. The vision of the Bible created by... Oh, the version. Lol. I just looked at it thinking vision. The vision of the Bible. I can visualize the Bible in my brain. Created by King James the First, or is that an I, is known as Orthodox version. That is King James the First. Authorized version, Reformed version. Oh, it could be Reformed version, probably not. Approved version, unique version. Probably gotta be Reformed, because the Bible did get a new version out. Oh, authorized version, that's it. Oh, I changed it last second, and thank God I noticed that. What is the period of the 1960s known for? The raging 60s or whatever. A downgrade of manufacturing or whatever. A growth in British fashion and pop music, yeah. Pretty much. And bear in mind, I'm not going for the British citizenship test. I'm just seeing if I can complete it off my general knowledge. Blockade of social laws. A shortage of water. Nope. Growth in British fashion. It's gotta be that one. Yep. That was basically worldwide. Between 1968 and 7... Ah, those are really far away. Many refugees called... Not going to pronounce that word, whatever. Came to England. Which country did they come from? The Huguenots. Back in those days... Could be India, probably not Pakistan. Germany, France. It has got to be France, and maybe the French Revolution. Let's go with that. Oh, yes! Phew, I knew France was just really crazy back in those days. So yeah, it makes sense. What is the most famous tennis tournament played in the UK? So yeah, the Queen's Club Championship. The Queen's never really been a tennis supporter, has she? The Asian Championships, probably not. It wouldn't surprise me if it was the Queen of England. Let's check. Wimbledon. I would have guessed it, you know. I'm not a tennis fan. Military polices. Where's that? I think it's also known as Ministers of Parliament in the UK. Ministers of Parliament can only be contacted at their office in the House of Commons. No, they got phones now. It's got to be false. Yes, I know it. What is the day when jokes are published in newspapers and it's got to be April Fool's Day, you know. Not Halloween, not Boxing Day, not Valentine's Day, April Fool's Day. It is the best day in all of Australia, and I guess the UK. Oh, what am I saying? Like, Australia Day is the best day in Australia, but April Fool's Day is close second. Which Scottish king defeated the English at the Battle of Bannockburn, whatever, some random place, which Scottish king? We know James the First is British, not Scottish, even though British is Scottish really. King Charles, which Scottish king? Admiral Nelson, Robert the Bruce. It's gotta be that. I don't think the Scottish use first. And Admiral Nelson, probably not. Could be Admiral Nelson. Oh yes, got it. Who invented the World Wide Web? Sir Robert Edwards. The name calls out to me, Sir Robert Edwards. It is known for something. Sir something, Sir Peter Magsfield. Sir Robert Edwards. I got no clue, so it's probably this guy. Nope, Sir Tim something. He was the inventor of the World Wide Web. Do I care? Not really, though it is important to have that. How are civil servants appointed, and what political party do they belong to? They are chosen on merit and form part of a liberal civil servants. They don't sound very important. Oh wait, civil servants. I think in the UK they are important. I'm just thinking of servants as in like below people. They're chosen randomly and form part of they're randomly and are politically neutral. They are chosen on merit and it's gotta be that one. The merit. Yep. Thank God. What is known as Dunkirk spirit, as in World War II or One, whatever, when the German Air Force bombed London and other British cities at night time? Nope. The evacuation of Allied soldiers from France during World War II? Probably. You know, they did run pre-fire in Dunkirk. When new social classes, no, after Black Death, not that one. The period when many refugees killed, no, we already know that, the last one here. So it's got to be World War II, even though personally I thought it was World War One. I didn't really care much about the history of Dunkirk. Sorry, British veterans of World War II, it's just Dunkirk wasn't really too much of a big deal for me. You have to be at least 21 years old to serve on jury. No, I'm pretty sure the British use what we use as well. The Australian use it's 18 years old. So it's got to be that. Yep, 18 years old. If you wish to be a permanent resident or citizen of the UK, or like this thing, even though I'm not trying to be a citizen of the UK, you should choose two answers. Respect the rights of others, including their right to have their own opinions. That's pretty specific. Own opinions. Buy a house in the UK? Yeah. Look after yourself and your family? Yeah. Marry a British citizen. You don't have to be British to marry a British citizen. Even though it's pretty specific, this one. It's got to be respect the rights of others. Including, which, now that I think of it, does include their right to their own opinion. Okay, and to look after yourself and the family. I'm not going to read that. You can pause the video if you read that. Incorrect. I've like got it correct what you're saying. This website's foolish. Which of the following major sports event took place in the UK 2012? The Olympic Games? No, I think the 2012 Olympics were in Melbourne or something. The Football World Cup. Only British people would call soccer football. Rugby? Nah. The Olympic Games? Nah. The Euro Cup? The European base? Basketball. That basketball wouldn't be in this thing. It's got to be football. Check. Damn it, it was the Olympic Games. Well, whatever. The UK has hosted the Olympic Games far all the way back then. Far out. That's crazy. The Olympics have been around since Greece, but man, that's far. Charles I believed in the divine right of kings. So he tried to rule without parliament. Possibly some kings across the world had done that. To rule with the approval of the parliament. To raise money for the parliament. To restore Catholicism in Britain. To raise money for the parliament. Kings are all about money. To rule with the parliament. The approval of the parliament. They've always done stuff by the book, so... Oh. Well, that contradicts what I just said. Charles believed in the idea the kings was directly appointed by God to rule. Yep. That's sort of... What is the Union Jack? The Commonwealth. The flag of the Commonwealth. Flag of the United Kingdom. The shield used by British knights. Could have been, but probably not. Trade union to protect workers. No, it's got to be one of these. Flag of the Commonwealth. Commonwealth flag. Dang it, the Union Jack. Yeah, I knew what it was called, but there's also the flag. Then it would be this. Whatever. I'm just thinking. I know it was the British flag, but the Commonwealth of Britain. So all its colonies as well. So, who was voted the greatest Briton of all time in 2020? Had to be Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Admiral Nelson, probably Mo from The Simpsons, Winston Churchill, or Winston Churchill, of course. Oh, I got it correct. Oh, which of the following statements is true? Women in Britain today make up about half of the workforce. Probably not, you know. Lots of pregnant women out there in Britain. Lots of new British people that don't even work because they're off money from the government. Women in Britain today make up about 1/4 of the workforce. Yeah. Well, crap. Women in Britain today make up about half of the workforce. Really? Man. Sucks to be them. Score. I thought I would have rated much higher, but I got half. You failed the test. They're way harsher on this test. 19 minutes. At least I know how long the video's taken without even having to look up my recorder. Thank you, test. And they've got multiple tests in this thing, so if you fail one of them, you're probably going to succeed in the other. But this is the first time I've failed a test. Or citizenship test such as what I'm doing now. Man. That is harsh. Though it's to be more realistic, most realistic as possible. But then how did all those people in England now pass? If me, an Australian, sort of former colony of British, gets that score. Guess I did no research. You know, it's sort of the point of the series, doing no research to see if you can do it. So, you know, I'm not complaining. I did better than I expected. Because this is around the same percentage I got for the United States citizenship test. So, I didn't do too bad in either of them. So I said this time, you're a bit over halfway correct. You get this. Whatever. Cat569 out. Hope you guys enjoyed.